welcome to Pastime. Name the time, win the cash, it's that easy. We are in Tucson, Arizona at Southwestern International Raceway, and I got a couple $1,000s I want to give away. And today is a special edition of Pastime. It's Military Week. So let's meet our contestants. Staff Sergeant Gregory Dorn. How you doing, Greg?
Doing fine.
Greg with 2 G's.
That's it.
Louisville, North Kakalaki.
That's it.
North Carolina in the house. And of course, First Lieutenant David Tripp, Manchester, Connecticut.
How you doing, Greg?
I'm doing good, Dave. How you doing?
Outstanding.
Thanks for coming up. And of course, my partner, not a sergeant, not a lieutenant.
No.
Grunt.
Just the grunt today.
Just the grunt. Ken Herring, Tyler, Texas chassis work. We're going to save some money.
We're going to try our best.
And of course, Paige, our car wrangler, doing all the hard work. Hey, you ready to play, folks? Let's get to this. What's your name?
Brian Kendall.
Brian, tell me about that V-Dub.
Now, it's a 63, and it's highly modified. It's turbocharged. It's got a Type 2 transaxle in it and a 4-link rear end. I'd like to thank the Armed Forces for being here on this episode. That's cool. We've got some sponsors, Strange Fab, Churco VW and Restoration, and Dan's Paint and Body that I'd like to thank. And there's a group of people that need honorable mention. Jim Guthrie, Mark Hansen, myself, and Jerry Polanski, the owner of the...
All right, let's get to some questions here.
Yeah.
Greg, first question.
Any turbos?
Turbocharged, yes, correct.
How many pounds of boost?
We're making 19 right now.
Okay.
Lieutenant?
You spraying that?
No spray,
And Ken Herring.
What CC is the motor?
2442.
Okay.
You ready to make a pass for us?
You betcha.
All right, let's do this. All right, gentlemen. First pass worth $100. Greg with 2 G's, tell me a little bit about yourself.
15 years military. I'm in the National Guard. I'm a full-time police officer back home.
You just got back from a tour of Iraq?
I did in June with the 1132nd MP Company. Give shout out to my boys, Joshua Freeman, Adam Garrity, Robert Tabaris, some good guys of mine, good friends.
All right, man. Appreciate you being on the show. Appreciate you keeping us safe so we can keep doing this show. Let's take a look at those times. Ken Herring with the 1065, Lieutenant Dave with the 1042, and Sergeant Greg with the 987. Little rag top action, Ken, there.
Oh, sure is. That's you right there.
So here we go. On our military week here on Pastime, $100 pass.
Oh, I don't know.
Rubbing a little bumper there.
Oh, yeah.
On 1119, 1119, let me walk on right down to the big man. Ken Herring, bam! Cash is good.
Bug didn't let me down.
Ken Herring sitting on 100. Dave and Greg both sitting on 0. Let's meet our next driver. What's your name?
Bob Slacks,
Bob, tell me about your car.
69 Dodge Dart, 440, 671 Supercharger.
Greg, first question.
How many pounds boost that blower putting out?
9,
9
Pounds.
pounds. Dave
What do you got for a transmission in that?
727 automatic,
and Ken Herring.
What size carburetors are sitting on it?
950s.
950s? Wow, okay.
You ready to make a pass?
You bet.
You want to smile a little bit? There you go. Thanks, buddy. Let's do it. Sometimes they're serious, Ken.
Yep, he looks serious.
Look at all the guys are all taking a look at that. Look at that cameraman. You see these guys? They're all just staring down that car. Dave, tell me a little bit about yourself.
First Lieutenant Dave Tripp from Manchester, Connecticut. Been in the Army National Guard for 16 years. Deployed 13 months in Iraq with the 1048 Medium Truck Company. I'd like to give those guys a shout out.
Absolutely.
One person I'd like to appreciate, my first sergeant back home battling brain cancer.
What's his name?
First Sergeant David Seiler.
Hey, David, we're pulling for you. Get better. We'll get you out. We'll bring you on the show. Thanks, buddy. Let's take a look at those times. A 1035 for Ken Herring. Dave's got a 1012, and Greg with a 990. There we go. Ooh, nice burnout. There we go.
Sounds good, doesn't it? That's how quiet it is. It's got mufflers on this thing.
Those whole parts.
Woo!
Up on this smell.
Love the Mopar. Here we go, $100 pass.
Oh, it's spinning. Oh, and cutting out. There you go. Keep doing some of that.
Go, go, go.
It was gonna run. It's cutting up.
A 1047.
To daddy.
Ken Herring. Come to daddy. He said, bam, cash is good. Ken, you might want to let these guys win a few.
I'm going to. I'm just
Ken
taking
Herring,
the cheap
this is
rounds.
America's finest.
Exactly. Why don't you think you're a
That's why I'm taking the $100.
Ken Herring sitting on $200. Dave sitting on 0. Greg sitting on 0. Last of our $100 pass. Let's bring up our next driver. What's your name?
Eddie Gilbert.
Eddie. How you doing?
I'm fine.
Tell me about your Corvette.
My Corvette, it's a real Corvette, 1961. It has a small block 350 in it, fuel injected on methanol.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Greg, first question.
How many horsepower you got?
Oh, about 485.
First lieutenant?
What do you got for a rear end setup in there?
Just 456 Dana 60.
And Ken Herring.
Throttle stop on
I do, but I don't. I'm not going to use it tonight.
tonight. Okay.
We appreciate it. You ready to make a pass?
Sure.
Well, thanks for coming out, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, here we go. Last of our $100 passes. I'd like to get some of America's finest on the board here, Greg and David. Hint, hint.
Working on it. Pacing myself.
Pacing yourself.
Greg is locked in. Ken Herring is locked in. Lieutenant Dave is locked in. Let's take a look at those times. Last of our $100 passes. Ken Herring with the 1055. Dave with the 1036. And Greg, who loves those nines, with
I like
the
the nines.
956.
There you go.
Something tells me this ain't his first barbecue. Here we go, $100 pass. Jump the wheels a little bit. Let's see if he can pick it up on the big end.
It's one of us. I don't know which one.
Yeah.
Oh, an
Nice.
89.
Kenny.
1089, Ken Herring walking away with the first round. Boom! Man! Ladies and gentlemen, Ken Herring sitting on $300. Took over the whole first round. Don't go anywhere. It's military week on Pastime. We're getting into round number 2. The jack is going up. All right, folks, welcome back to Pastime. We're getting into round number 2. The jack is going up. Let's meet our next driver. How you doing, sir?
Hey, big guy, how's it going?
Oh, big guy. Thanks for calling me big guy. All right.
I've been waiting for this day for a long time. I watch the show all the time. I've been waiting for this.
Oh, what's your name?
Tom,
Tom, tell me about your car.
it's a 94 Chevy Beretta, all steel body, full tube chassis.
All right, Greg, first question.
Is that a parachute on the back?
You got a parachute on the back?
Yes, I do,
You gonna pull it?
if I need to.
Dave
Using any nitrous on that?
All Detroit muscle, that's all I need.
and Ken Herring.
Tell us about the Detroit Muscle.
It's a 498, 14-to-1 big block Chevy.
You ready to make a pass?
You bet.
Thanks, buddy. All right, man. First of our $200 passes. Ken Herring is, well, he started off strong. But those are the baby rounds. Ooh, Greg with 2 G's is already locked in.
You messing around.
Dave is locked in. Ken is locked in. Let's take a look at those times. Ken Herring with an 820. Dave with a 991. And Greg with a 920. Boy, that is low to the ground. He just put, Paige, our car wrangler, just got smoked on. Let's see the man who was all smiles when he came up.
You know what, Dave? That might have worked for you today.
There he goes, finally.
Oh, dude, that thing's lazy.
Yeah.
Sounded good.
Just laboring.
A little slow.
Wow.
10:58. Guess who just joined the game?
job,
Big
man.
Dave. Give me a little pound there, big man. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Greg sitting on 0. Dave sitting on 200. Ken sitting on 300s. All right, Dave and Greg, this is our combo round. So this is where I'm going to bring up 2 different cars. You got to give me 1 combined time. Greg, how you doing on math?
I spell pretty well.
I spell pretty well.
Let's meet our next drivers. What's your name?
Alan Smith.
How you doing, Alan?
Pretty good. How about you?
Good, buddy. Tell me about your ride.
It's a 67 SS Chevelle. It's got a 540 cubic inch big block with a turbo 400.
All right, Alan. What's your name?
I'm Dave Dudley.
Dave Dudley. Double D. How you doing?
Pretty good. How
Tell
are
me
you?
about your ride.
It's a 70 Chevelle SS 454, column shift, automatic, bench seat, almost a street car.
All right, Greg. Alan or David?
David, what kind of transmission?
That's a turbo 400.
All right, David. Alan or Greg?
For Dave, got any nitrous on that?
No nitrous.
And Ken Herring.
Alan, how much horsepower does that 540 make?
About 800.
Okay.
You guys ready to make a pass for us?
Let's do it.
Who's going to win?
Right here.
All right. Have a good pass, everybody. A little cockiness going on there. $200 round. Staff Sergeant Greg, we need to get you on the board.
Let's get me in.
Everybody's locked in. Let's take a look at those times. Ken with the 2070, Dave with the 2210, and
Greg, you the man.
Staff Sergeant Greg with an 1890. I think a race is going to break out here, Ken.
Yep. Oh, dude, he's got the slow one. Look at that, all cutting up.
Both of them are cutting up, so I don't like it.
That would be First Lieutenant Dave. 2154. Lieutenant Dave, big man. Cash is good. Bam.
Yeah.
Thing struggled all. This cutting up.
Greg sitting on 0. Lieutenant Dave sitting on 400, and Ken Herring sitting on $300. Let's meet our next driver. What's your name?
Mike Hoonigan.
Mike, tell me about that Vega wagon.
It's a 74 Vega wagon. It's got a 434 injected small block.
All right, Greg, first question.
Do you ever race here?
This your home track?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Dave?
What do you got for a transmission in that?
It's got power glide.
And Ken Herring.
You know what I did not hear about the motor? What motor?
Tell me a little bit about the motor.
It's 434 injected on alcohol.
Good enough.
You ready to make a pass?
Yes, sir.
You ready to make them Vega wagon owners happy?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it. Thanks, man. All right, last of our $200 passes. You know, I'm going to do, Greg, I don't usually do, well, I do it every once in a while. But I'm going to let you hold this cash for a little good luck.
Thank you.
Hopefully that'll do something there for you. Let's take a look at those times. Everybody's locked in. 9:49 for Ken Herring. Dave with a 10:01. And Greg, he loves them 9s with a 9:75. Not quite an M1. But close.
Yeah.
Might get a good time on this.
Oh, Dave, that's looking like you.
Picking it up in the big end.
Oh, Greg!
971! Staff Sergeant!
Greg!
9. Cash is good. Let me get your. I already gave you the cash. I'm going to let you keep that. Welcome to the game, big man. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do a little recap. Greg sitting on $200, Dave sitting on $400, and Ken Herring sitting on $300. All right, folks, we're getting into round number 3. Don't go anywhere. The game has got a little tighter. It's pass time. All right, folks, welcome back to Military Week here on Pastime. Getting into round number 3. That means the jack is going up, and I got a really tight race up here. Let's meet our next driver. What's your name?
Brian Johnston.
Brian, how are you, man?
I'm doing fantastic.
Tell me about that Corvette.
It's a 77 Corvette with a big block 460. Pretty much everything in the engine itself is stock except the valve tray.
Okay. Greg, first question.
All motor?
Yes, it's just motor.
What do you got for a rear end setup in there?
It has a 4 9-inch with a 456 rear end.
And Ken Herring.
What size carburetors on it?
Carburetor is a 950.
You ready to make a pass?
Yes, I am.
Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
All right, buddy, here we go. First of our $300 passes. Folks, you want to be a contestant like Greg or Dave up there? SpeedTV.com. You know, I need you. I don't have a show without you. You want Kenneth's job? Just send me a check for $5,000. Brett Wagner, California.
Or if you want Brett's job, just send us somebody with talent.
And a good haircut.
Oh, it's like
What was that?
it's just going. It wasn't me.
Was that First Lieutenant? All right, folks, everybody's locked in. Let's take a look at those times. Ken Herring is sitting on a 1080. Lieutenant Dave with an 1133, and Sergeant Greg with 2 Gs, a 1012. There is a burnout. Wow. That is a mean sounding car, Ken.
Sure is. Looks good, too.
A 1065. Big Ken Herring.
Thanks, buddy.
Bam! Cash is good. Right back into the game. First place. Right back into first place. Ken Herring sitting on $600, folks. Lieutenant Dave sitting on $400, and Sergeant Greg is sitting on $200. Let's meet our next driver.
Is that 84?
2.
82? I'll give you $100 out of my pocket, Greg, for 2 Gs if that's an 82.
Tell him it's an 82.
How you doing, buddy?
Good.
What's your name?
Doug Rumful.
Doug, what year is that Camaro?
86.
I just bet him $100. It was not, he said it was an 82, and I said no way. So thank you for saving me. I'll tip you later.
Good.
Give me a little bit about the car.
It's an 86 Camaro. Been a tube chassis car all its life. It's never been on the street. Got a 555 Chevy in it.
Okay. Greg.
Got any power adders on it?
Nope.
All motor.
All motor.
All motor.
Dave?
You got a parachute hiding on the back of that?
Yep.
So he's not hiding it. And Ken Herring.
Is the throttle stop off?
Yep, no throttle stop. It's wide open.
All right, good.
Ready to make a pass?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. All right, here we go. Military week, folks. Last of our $300 passes. Let me just say this, Lieutenant Dave, Sergeant Greg, y'all need this. Greg is locked in, Dave is locked in, and the Master of Disaster is locked in. Let's take a look. Ken Herring sitting on an 895. Big Dave sitting on a 972. And the man, Greg, my middle name is 958. Yeah.
That sounds clean.
Let's wake up this game here. I think you're all in the ballpark there. Well, here we go. Military week here on Pastime. Boy, it's all smoky in there too. Look at he's running block. Here we go.
Sound good.
Oh yeah. I don't know, Ken.
That's fast.
That's in
On 858. Are you kidding me, big man? Boom! Ken Herring sitting on $900. Lieutenant Dave sitting on $400. And Staff Sergeant Greg sitting on $200. Folks, it's pastime. Don't go anywhere. The final round is coming up. It's military week. I suggest you do not go anywhere, or these guys will get angry. Welcome back to last time. We're getting to our final pass of the night. It is worth $500. Let's do a little math. Staff Sergeant Greg is sitting on $200. If he wins this final pass, doesn't matter. There's not enough money. He's out. First Lieutenant Dave is sitting on $400. If First Lieutenant Dave wins, that puts him at $900, and that puts him in a tie with Ken Herring. So, Dave, when we have a tie at the end, a possible tie at the end of the game, you're going to have to type in what you think miles per hour. Whoever's closest on the miles per hour will break that tie. And, of course, Ken, if you get the money, we're getting some tacos.
That's what I'm talking about.
Bam! All right, let's meet our final driver. What's your name?
George.
Tell me about that beautiful car.
It's a 70 Challenger with a Pro Stock motor in it. Steel-bodied car. On gas.
Greg, first question.
What size rear end you got?
9-inch Ford, 488s.
Lieutenant Dave.
Tell me more about that Pro Stock motor.
It's one of Alan Johnson's old Dodge Pro Stocks.
And Ken Herring.
The clutch car?
Nope. Glide in it.
Oh, really?
Thanks for bringing it out. You ready to make a pass?
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Have a safe one. Let's lock in our times, guys. Final pass. And Dave and Ken, I want you to lock in the miles per hour. Everybody is locked in. Let's take a look at these times for this final pass. Ken, the Grunt Herring with a 740. First Lieutenant Dave with a 799. And Staff Sergeant Greg with an 897.
Wow.
Yeah, that's an 8-mile burnout. Boy, that is a slick looking car.
That's awesome.
That's something I would see at your shop.
Yeah.
Ken, what do you think a car like that costs?
200, 180 to 175.
Here we go, last pass of the night.
Oh, hey. They either go or they don't. I'll take it. That was ugly.
And it didn't.
You never know.
Can I just touch it?
On 11:20. All right,
Can I just touch it?
Staff Sergeant Greg, congratulations, but you know what you have to do. You got to hand over the cash to the eventual winner, which is Ken Herring. Lieutenant Dave got to hand over the cash.
Oh, dude,
Thank you guys for playing. Folks, name the time, win the cash. It's that easy. From Tucson, Arizona, I'm Brett Wagner for Speed. It's Military Week. We'll see you next time.
Like this show? Want more? Then head to watchpttv.com, the new 100% free POWERtube TV streaming network. Home of the best classic and new motorsports racing and build shows on the web.